The Silent Village. In a remote valley surrounded by towering mountains, there was a village where no one spoke. It was not that they couldn't speak, they simply refused to. The silence was eerie, and travelers avoided the place, claiming they heard voices echoing through the night. A young explorer named Sam heard about this village and decided to uncover its mystery. Armed with curiosity and courage, he ventured into the valley, reaching the village just as the sun began to set. The streets were deserted, and the houses stood silent, their windows dark and empty. Sam walked cautiously, feeling eyes watching him from behind closed curtains. He approached an elderly man sitting on a porch and greeted him. The man looked up but said nothing, his eyes filled with fear. Confused, Sam continued exploring until he found an old inn. Inside, the air was musty, and the wooden floor creaked under his feet. A woman stood behind the counter, her face pale and expressionless. When he asked for a room, she simply nodded and handed him a key, her lips sealed tight. That night, Sam lay in bed, unable to sleep. The silence was suffocating, pressing down on him like a heavy blanket. Just as he began to drift off, he heard it, a whisper, faint and haunting. He sat up, straining to hear. The whisper grew louder, echoing through the walls. It was a voice, pleading, crying, calling for help. Sam followed the sound down the hallway, his heart pounding. The whispers led him to a locked door at the end of the corridor. The key he held didn't fit, but the door creaked open on its own, revealing a dark staircase leading underground. Ignoring the chills running down his spine, Sam descended into the darkness. At the bottom, he found a cavernous room filled with ancient symbols carved into the stone walls. In the center lay a stone tablet, glowing faintly. The whispers swirled around him, desperate and mournful. As he approached the tablet, the whispers grew coherent. They told of a curse, a punishment cast upon the village for a betrayal long forgotten. The people were forbidden to speak, for their words would awaken the spirits trapped beneath the valley. Realizing the curse was tied to the tablet, Sam knew he had to break it. He recited the words etched into the stone, his voice trembling. The air grew cold, and the ground shook as shadows rose from the walls, swirling around him. The shadows screamed, their anguished cries piercing the silence. But as Sam continued chanting, they began to fade, their voices softening into whispers before vanishing into the darkness. The silence that followed was different, peaceful, free of the eerie oppression that had haunted the village for centuries. When Sam emerged from the underground chamber, dawn was breaking. The villagers stood outside their homes, their faces filled with awe and relief. One by one, they began to speak, their voices trembling with joy and gratitude. The curse was broken, and the village was silent no more.